I've been riding motorcycles very seriously now for about 25 years. The last 21 years have been spent on BMW GS bikes, but I turned 60 a few weeks ago, and even moving that GSA around the garage shows my age a little. A year ago I bought a basket case Kawasaki Versys 300X and nursed it back to health over last winter. It was really abused, and it took many months to get it on the road again and safe. All of a sudden I had two bikes I loved, one with 1200 cc's and the other with exactly a quarter of that. Which did I ride the most? The little lightweight one. The 300X's engine is an overachiever and really fun to ride. My Beamer sat for the entire spring, summer, and fall unused. This got me to thinking that maybe I need a new bike that was lighter weight and easier to maneuver, that would allow me to do more off-road. I ended up buying a KLR and love that tractor, but it's pretty unrefined on the interstate, and I couldn't see that going from the BMW to the adventure bike to something like that, though it was tempting. But I do a lot of trips out of state where I use the Super Sled to make days count, and so I started doing a lot of research. Middleweight adventure bikes is really a thing now. Everyone is getting into the game, except Harley-Davidson. I studied up and watched a ton of YouTube videos from all over the world. I narrowed my search down to the Honda Transalp and the Suzuki Vstrom 800DE. I have to admit, once I owned a Vstrom 650, and it was a great little bike, and the engine was amazing. I studied them both carefully, wanting the 90 horsepower from the Honda and the higher ground clearance of the Suzuki. Comparing the bikes was difficult because they're so close, but in the end, all the adjustable suspension and the costly adventure version of the Vstrom DE compared to what I would have to spend in the Transalp to kit it out made my decision. I went to 3 dealers around where I live and one in Georgia, and they did the whole BS thing of advertising a super low price on the bike, and then one place added a $1,700 fee for dealer prep. Then I used the interwebs and found a bike with only 600 miles on it in Jacksonville, so off I went with truck and trailer and dragged it home. I've been tinkering on it and adding small things like a new windshield, changing the oil, adding a top box, and engine protector rubber bumpers. I've not ridden the bike 100 miles yet, as it's been super cold here in Tennessee. The little ride of this video shows me getting a gallon of gas while it was 28 degrees and lightly snowing. My first impressions of the bike are nothing like I thought they would be. I was ready for a severely underpowered, lethargic machine compared to my R1200 GSA. But to my surprise, I find the opposite. It's super quick and agile with perfect roll-on power. There's no surging like in the horizontally opposed twin that I've ridden some 60,000 miles. Power delivery is smooth from starting out in first through all the gears. I'm still maxing out engine RPMs at 5,000 RPMs, but each 1,000 miles I get to add another 1,000 during the break-in period. I guess it's the weight that I lost, some 120 pounds between the difference, plus the fact that the Beamer is from 2012 and the 800DE is from 2023. Engineers over in Japan are no different than in Germany. They keep working to find torque and power in unseen places. The other thing I love about the Suzuki is that it's very similar to the Boxer engine in that it has gobs of torque which levels off at about 5,000 RPM. I learned a lot driving diesel trucks and oil burner V-dubs back in the day, and I'll take torque over horsepower anytime, especially off-road. I think this is the difference many will miss comparing the Transalp to the Vstrom 800DE. People look at horsepower when they should maybe be looking harder at torque. Anyway, you might wonder why I bought only 1 gallon of gas. It's because I'm waiting for 2 boxes, one from Japan containing Suzuki OEM heated grips, and another from Calgary with an aftermarket electronic cruise control. Once they both arrive, I'll have to remove the fuel tank to get all the electronics to make the grips, cruise control, and additional lighting all come together. I haven't ridden the 800DE far enough to really see what fuel economy will look like, but from everything I've read, I'll have roughly the same range as my 1200 GSA because of the efficiency of the Suzuki. It's 110 horsepower versus 83, but it's also 1200 cc's versus 800. And the Vstrom will sip fuel better than the Beamer. For my research, the Vstrom should get around 60 miles per gallon, as long as I'm not going 5 over in Montana. In summation, I'm really excited about this new bike, and I can't wait for the weather to break so I can really put it through its paces. I'm confident now that I made the right choice in going Vstrom over Transalp. I'm also not filled with nostalgia about the end of my 21-year time spending riding BMWs. Riding German has been great, but you're always looking over your shoulder for a big repair bill, expensive parts, and the sticker shock of purchase. This new Vstrom, once kitted out, should get me where I want to go in the $10,500 range. I paid $9,000 for the adventure version, used, and the rest will be for electronic farkles, seat, windshield, and cruise control. I still remember paying $17,500 for my BMW GSA in 2012, and it was used with 3,000 on the clock. It has served me more than well. It's an excellent motorcycle, but it's time to lose some weight. I'm talking about my bike, and in case you're wondering, and me too. Sorry for the boring video, I'm done for now. Thanks for watching. More to come in the future on the 800DE.